Hey guys, welcome to episode 26 of Teens and Faith Catholic Conversations. I'm your host Annie, and I'm joined by my co-host Gianna.
Hey, what's up?
So before we get into this episode, we wanted to start off with our prayer. O Saint Philomena, Virgin and Martyr, pray for us that, through thy most powerful intercession, we may obtain that purity of mind and heart which leads to the perfect love of God. Amen.
Amen.
So Gianna, what do we have coming up this episode?
All right, so this episode we'll be interviewing a 13-year-old boy, Vincent. He was on our kids interview, but he was already 13, so we were like, "Hey, do you want to come on? It'd be on a full episode." So he said, "Sure." So, partially too, because we were running out of teenagers, but it was fun. It was a fun episode. So, yeah, hope you guys like it. And then we'll start it off to with our topic, the Saint quote, like we did last time. And Annie will read it, and then we'll talk about it. Hopefully, we won't go on such a long rant as last time. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, what have you been up to, Annie?
Well, before I go into a rant about my life, I just wanted to say sorry if we sound dead. We just got done coming up with 80 different questions for four different priests, so we are like really podcasted out right now, but it's okay. We're getting through it. And then our internet's been super bad lately, so that's why it's kind of been like glitchy in the Zooms. So I'm in my laundry room right now, and sorry if you hear like the washer and the dryer or the furnace or my siblings. I will try to keep them quiet, but there's no promises, so sorry about that. But yeah, I want to give a quick shout out to my little brother Benjamin. Happy birthday. He's 13 today, officially a teenager. Still gonna treat him like a baby, but you know what? It's fine. Yeah, he's getting like so old. He's so tall now and like muscular and he's got such a deep voice. And I'm like, where did this come from? Yeah, it's funny. And then so on New Year's Eve, I'm stupid and I did an all-nighter. So this is a really embarrassing story. So basically, I did an all-nighter because I was like, guys, I want to do this. Like, I want to say I did an all-nighter. And my parents were like, "You're really dumb." And I'm like, "Yeah, I am, but I'm still gonna do it." So I did the all-nighter. I just watched movies, got some editing done. It was great. And I get out of the basement like 9, and my mom's like, "All right, you gotta get ready for PT." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And she's like, "Yeah, you got PT in 45 minutes." And I'm like, "Okay, it's fine. I'm not that tired. It'll be great." So I get there, I'm sitting on the table, and I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna die today. Like, this is so bad." And then I get in the car after PT and I'm like ready to go home and sleep. But I promised my parents I wasn't gonna sleep because they're like, I don't want to hear you complaining about being tired. This is a learning lesson. And I was like, okay. So I get in the car, my dad's like, "You look tired." And I'm like, "No, I'm not. It's fine. Everything's great." And then he's like, "All right, good. You can go get ready for the church party then." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, we're going to the church for a party because it's a circumcision." And I'm like, "Great. Love that." So, I mean, obviously, yeah, it was fun. But so we're saying the rosary, and I got to sit because my knee is still being a knee, and I'm like falling asleep. It's so bad. So like Benjamin's like sitting next to me, like trying to keep me awake, just like nudging me slightly, and I'm like, okay. And then we get home, and I like tried so hard not to flop in my bed, but like on the way home, I literally felt like I was gonna pass out. So I was like, I'm breaking. I'm sorry. So I like went in my bed, fell asleep. My mom comes in like 5 minutes later and is like, "Annie, your great uncle's coming over. Get up and get ready." And I'm like, "Mom, please let me sleep." I'm like bawling my eyes out at this point. I'm like, I don't feel good. I feel like I'm in a dream. Like lessons learned, mistakes made. Just please let me sleep. She's like, fine. So I slept till 5. And my mom and dad are like, get up. Like, you gotta eat. You can't just like sleep all day. You're gonna ruin your sleep cycle. I'm like, fine. So I get up and I like really don't want to be awake. And my dad's like, "Annie, I've done midnight shifts my whole life. Like, you just gotta power through it. It'll be okay." And I'm like, "All right, I got this." So I'm eating and I'm like falling asleep at the table. And then I just lay on the couch after dinner. And my brothers start playing music and start like singing. And I'm like, "You're really right now?" And then my entire family starts singing. And I'm just like, "Okay, guys, come on, please." So I finally go in my bed at 7:30. And Gianna's like trying to text me. And I'm like, "Okay, I'm going to bed. So bye. Please stop texting me." And then she's like, "All right, fine, whatever." So yeah, the next day, I'm still pretty tired. So my dad's like, "All right, take a shower, chug some coffee, you'll be great." So I take a shower and then I make coffee with a little bit of creamer. And now I'm addicted to coffee. So I drink it every day, every morning. So now we got 4 coffee addicts in the house. Soon to be a fifth, probably, because of Benjamin. But yeah, so more of the story, don't ever drink caffeine because you will get addicted. And do not do all-nighters. So what about you, John? What have you been up to?
Um, okay, well, all right. So we went to church, New Year's, and then At church every year, there's this violin concert that my aunt does with this other family at church, and then my aunt asked if I could be in it this year. Apparently, I did pretty well. Um, I was like visibly shaking the entire time though. Like my mom was up there and she was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No." Um, even for okay, so we did this one song, Silent Night, and I had to like I was just doing air violin for like half of it because I kept shaking. And yeah, well, it sounded so bad. Like so like 'cause I was shaking and then it sounded like this scratchy noise off the violin and I didn't want to mess everybody else up. So I'm like I'm not playing this part. But I guess the rest of it sounded pretty good. But yeah, so yeah, like my heart rate was like 98 beats per minute at like one point. So but the day before it was even worse. It was at like 153 or something. So
What?
yeah. And the night before the concert, we took Father Toronto out to dinner. Like we went to this place that apparently Bishop McGuire liked to go a lot in the past, called Grand Central or something. Like it's got like this South African name and or like phrasing to it or whatever. But they had really good food. It was really big. Like the food was really big, but it was really good. Um and yeah, and then and after the concert on New Year's, two of the people at our church who are really good friends with my brothers came over for the rest of the day. So yeah, that was fun. But yeah, and then um, if you all could just say some prayers, like just because recently, like in the past 2 weeks, we've had a lot of people um being killed on the road before, like at like a road like near our house and everything. Like recently there was this girl who was killed, like her car was flipped over and everything by this drunk driver. So, and he was like 19, but drunk. So, he apparently he was drinking all day, but I don't know, he's getting sued for it or whatever. Getting arrested, I should say. But, and then we've had a bunch of other accidents, like on a street that is really like close to our house, and everyone just drives like maniacs down that street, and a lot of people have been killed in the past like 2 weeks. So, if you guys could just say some prayers, that'd be great. But, yeah, so
Wow.
anyway, yeah, so. Moving on to the topic.
Okay, so you guys all know I love Saint Therese. And Gianna has this fancy quote book. I do not have that, so I was literally Gianna's like, all right, it's your turn to pick the quote, and I was like, "Pff, I'm just gonna wing it." So I wrote a bunch of like quotes on my door. Like if you walk into my room and then like you shut the door, there's like my entire door is filled with paper, and half of them are Saint Therese quotes. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna pick one. So this is a Saint Therese quote that I picked. Um, and it is, remember that nothing is small in the eyes of God. Do all that you do with love. Yeah, basically, like, Saint Therese is famous for her little way. So she's basically saying, like, do everything you do with love. Because, I don't know, kind of an example I would use is, like, I don't know. All right, so let's say that you see, like, your kitchen's dirty, right? And you're like, okay, I should go clean this. And like if you like clean the kitchen with love and like don't expect any, I don't know, reward from it or anyone to notice or anything like that, then that's like obviously like a sacrifice and stuff, right? But if you see the kitchen's dirty and you're like, oh, I should probably go clean this, and then you clean it and you're complaining the whole time, and then you tell your parents and they don't like let you get on screen or whatever, then like that's not a sacrifice. Like you could have gained graces from doing that, but instead you like turn it into, I don't know, complaining. So, basically, yeah, she's saying do all you that you do with love, and like, you don't have to do some big grand gesture. It's kind of like, especially when you're a teenager, there's not much you can do. So, like, the best way you can offer sacrifices and stuff is just like doing extra chores or like listening extra hard, I guess, even though that sounds like a little kid thing, but you know what I'm saying. Um, and yeah, so yeah.
hmm Yeah, I think that's a good point. Like you can you can still do chores and stuff. Like if you're doing a chore because your parents told you to, but you're not really thinking of God or like doing it for him specifically, it's it's really worth nothing. Like it's not going to accomplish anything really, like regarding your eternal salvation. But if you do everything you do for God, like what Saint Therese, yeah, what Saint Therese said, like everything you do can be a prayer if it's offered up to God. Um, so yeah, I think Saint Martin DePore said something like that too. Like, gardening can be a prayer if you offer it up to God. If you
Hmm.
like, and obviously you're not going to be thinking about him all the time, like 24/7. Like, you'll get distracted with other things because that's just how our fallen nature works. But if you say like little phrases like, quote from Saint John Vianney, my God, I offer this up in honor of the moment you died for me. You could do something like that, or like what Our Lady said at Fatima, where it was offer everything you do up for the love of Jesus and Mary and for their conversion of sinners. Also, a good one is the poor souls in purgatory, most especially the forgotten ones too.
Yep.
You know, so just like little things like that, and you don't need to remember it all the time, but that's also why priests will tell you it's very important to do your um, morning offering, be like right when you wake up, because
Mhm.
then everything you do during the day will be consecrated to God. Um, and the devil's saying where it was is like if he gets the first action of the day, he's sure to get the rest. So that's why it's
Mhm.
so important. It doesn't seem that way, but it actually is. Like I've done that a few times, like in the past, where I didn't wake up right away to my alarm, or then like I slept in, or like I didn't do my morning offering right away, and the rest of the day just felt like I was lazy. I did not want to do anything, or like, it was a hard day, rough day.
Mhm.
So, and with the quote from Saint Therese, um, you could even try, just smiling when you don't want to. I have to work on that. Because there are a bunch of times that I don't feel like doing anything or just, being nice in general. And sometimes I just like being negative. I don't know why. It's just in my temperament to be negative. Yeah, and Annie's on the side like, yeah, you do.
I'm not
Um,
saying anything.
oh yeah, sure, but you're thinking it.
She could see the look on my face. I was trying to hide it, but she okay, continue.
Yeah. But so yeah, just like things to work on. And then even my dad was like, "Oh, well, you could try just smiling on the podcast like while you're talking because people can tell when you are smiling." Um and it just sounds better and everything. So I'm like, "Well, I'll try to work on that. It might take a while though." Um but yeah, so
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a really good point. And like going back to the thing you said about offering like your sacrifices to the souls in purgatory. So like never forget that if you're going through a small cross, it could literally be like I didn't get as much mashed potatoes as I wanted or something like that. Like offer it up for the poor souls in purgatory because that is going to help you. And I'm gonna like tell a story of something that happened to me recently. So basically, you all know I love orchestra. Like it's literally been a huge part of my life forever. But as you get older, kids get to be very bad influences, and is as a sanguine, it is very easy to want to be liked and want to fit in. And you don't want to be like the kid who's like, I don't know, sticking out for being weird or something. And so, as I've gotten older, my parents and I have noticed that, mostly my parents, because I'm literally a teenager, I don't notice these things, but my parents have noticed that the kids I do orchestra with are not the greatest influences or kids to be around. So we've been talking about it since last year, like maybe you need to quit, and I would fight so hard against it. I'd be like, no, like please do not make me quit. Like this has been such a huge part of my life for so long. And a week ago, we decided that it's time for me to be done. You know, and I mean, the decision kind of fell on me because my dad was like, "Yeah, but she could use this." And she's gotten older and she's not like falling into like I don't know, she's getting better at not being influenced. And my mom was like, "I still think that she should quit." So the decision kind of fell on me. And I was like, "Please don't make me decide. Please do not make me decide. I will do what I'm told. Just don't make me decide." And my mom's like, "All right, Annie, you got to decide." And I was like, "Love that." So I thought about it and I decided to quit, which hurt really bad, still hurts really bad. I'm getting tons of messages from my friends being like, "Oh, where are you?" And I kind of just have to tell them like I had to quit because you guys are brats. But obviously I didn't say it like that. But yeah, so and I was telling my one friend about this, you know who you are. And my friend was like, "Yeah, this like I know this hurts you a lot. I'm super proud of you, but you need to remember like offer all of your sacrifices up to the poor souls in purgatory because I definitely forget that a lot. That like any little suffering I go through, you need to offer up for the poor souls because they use that so much and you're gonna get graces in heaven from doing that." So that kind of helped me a lot, and I offered that up, and it definitely helped me a ton. So I'm missing it less and less, but yeah, it's crazy. It's just like the amount of change I've had in the past year is ridiculous. Like Gianna knows what I'm talking about, but it's just like she's always saying like your family needs to just stop going through hard times. All of you need to stop breaking your bones and blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, well, yeah, but anyways,
You just have to be more cautious. That's what you gotta work on.
yeah.
Be cautious and aware of your surroundings and don't try to one up your brother, you know?
Hey, hey, hey.
Okay, oh yeah. So one other thing I did want to say about offering stuff up for the poor souls in purgatory. There was there's this one family that we knew down in Florida. Um, and they did something very impressive to me at least. Um, so what they would do, like even in the wintertime, now in Florida, compared to like northern states, wintertime isn't that bad really. Um, but still like if you live down there forever, it can get cold, compared to what you used to. So, what they would do, like even in the wintertime, they would take after they would take shower, like right before they would step out, they would splash themselves down with cold water and like offer it up for the poor souls in purgatory. Yeah, just like wash, like rinse, basically do like a quick rinse with cold water completely. So, yeah, I just thought that was interesting. I'm like, wow, like even if you were to do that in, northern states or even like farther north, that'd be pretty cold, and hard to do. So, yeah, I just thought it was a good idea. But
Yeah, so we ranted again. Sorry about that. I don't know. These quotes have been nice because it's like
yeah, they're easy. It's not like it's a yeah, I can't talk.
specific.
It's not like it's like a saint one where it's like, okay, this needs to be perfect and you have to have all the correct information about this saint so you can talk about it. And not like, uh, obviously we're not guiding anybody, but like we don't want to steer them wrong either. So it's like, okay, gotta be careful with this. Whereas like this
Yeah.
is just like you can talk about your own experiences and you're like,
Mm-hmm.
boom, whatever, easy, done.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm. That's why it's that's why like our parents proof it too because the amount of stuff I've had to cut out because of dumb stuff I've said is ridiculous. Like Gianna is so good at like controlling herself, but if I go on a rant about something, it's just like there's no stopping me and I'm just saying stuff like this is just coming out of me. Like my mom's always saying like, you know, Annie, you don't need to talk just for the sake of talking. Like maybe you should practice silence. And I know that doesn't really work on a podcast, but it's like you know, I say, yeah, I definitely talk way too much. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it's scary because like I don't know, this happened on a past podcast. Like this was a while ago, but this is like one week where I was like becoming sanguine in a way. Like I was turning into Annie, and I said something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I said something on the podcast, and all of a sudden I realized what I said, and I was like, Annie, cut that out. That cannot be on there. That is so
Man.
bad. But um. Yeah, I don't even remember what it was. But
Yeah.
um yeah, and obviously we're not going to get into any topics that are like really controversial in the Catholic world.
Yeah,
So,
obviously not. Like we're teenagers. What do we have to offer? There's so much we don't know.
exactly.
But yeah, all right. We will get into the interview now because we
Yeah.
ranted again. So sorry about that. But yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So now it is time to interview Vincent again.
Hi, I'm Vincent. I live in Auburn, Washington. I have three sisters, a dog, and I think this is like my second time being on here. Pretty, I don't know. I think I'm the first one to do this twice.
Yeah, you are.
What do you- Yeah.
Yeah, we decided to have Vincent on twice because we were looking for more teenagers, and I was like, "Well, Vincent's a teenager and he did a good job, so we should just have him on for a full interview." And Gianna was like, "All right, sure." And then Vincent's like, "Yeah, I'll do it." So, I have this one friend who really wanted to be the first teenager to come on twice, but Vincent did it, so I'm gonna make sure to rub that in next time I talk to him. So, yeah.
Nice.
So, what are some of your hobbies?
Me and my dad go hunting, upland bird hunting,
Okay.
and we go camping at the sand dunes. We like to swim a lot, our family. Well, when I say my family, I say me and my sisters. And I like to read and do house projects with my dad and family.
Okay. Nice. What do you mean by house projects? Like, what do you like to do?
Like during the summer, one summer, I think it was my 10th birthday, we were actually rebuilding our whole entire deck.
Whoa.
And it took like our whole entire summer. And then this summer, we just finished building a whole entire shed. It's pretty big. And now next summer, eventually we have to redo our gutter, our roof, and a new fence.
Wow. Well, best of
And
luck
That
to
is
you.
a lot.
Yeah.
yeah,
So this is kind of a hard question to answer. Do you know what you want to be when you grow up?
I think I want to do what my dad does, was his HVAC, with heating and air conditioning, or be a pilot.
Wow. That that's a lot.
Hmm.
So, w- wait, so like, is there anyone in your family who's like a lawyer or a pilot or something that makes you want to do that?
I mean, my second cousin's a pilot, my uncle is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But my dad and grandpa, and my uncle on my dad's side, two uncles on my dad's side work on HVAC. So work for HVAC.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
fun. I mean, in later in high school, I'm supposed to be taking like this HVAC class, so I'm kind of excited for that. I don't know how it's gonna turn out, but yeah. Well, like, so do you for pilot? Do you like it just because you get to travel a lot, or?
Could, I don't know. It sounds interesting, something new.
Mm,
I mean, they always need pilots,
that's
something they
true.
can't get out of.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, they start using AI. But
Yeah. Seriously, it's a lot of travel. But yeah, so okay. Do you play an instrument?
yeah, I play piano.
Oh,
And
okay.
I've been playing it for a couple years now. Like I said, see, starting around 6 years.
Okay.
Okay. Wow.
That's a really long
So,
time.
yeah, it's been a while. That like have you like stopped at all or
Yeah,
like taken?
mm, yeah. Right.
Oh, you're stopping now? Or
And normally we did it during the summer too.
oh,
Okay.
Because
okay.
we were always we were we were always busy doing stuff. And it's like it wasn't the best time for us to do it wasn't the best time for piano lessons, you could say.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Like, I've been
What
super
are
busy this school year, so I like dropped orchestra, which might be surprising to you guys, but and then it's also like there's bad influences or whatever, but I'm gonna be honest, I've not practiced violin like all of break, so don't tell my teacher. But yeah, I mean, it's nice to have a break, especially since like you've been doing it for 6 years, like I've been doing it for 8 years. It's kind of just like nice to take breaks from it every once in a while, and then I'll get back up and addicted again. But yeah.
Hey, hopefully your teacher doesn't listen to this.
Yeah, I doubt he will. So, all right, moving on. What we know you like to read, so what is your favorite religious book?
Padre Pio, written by Father, what's his name? I wish I wrote it down.
written by
Can't
father?
remember.
What's his name? That's an interesting one.
Nice.
Yeah, he's an interesting person.
Oh,
Yeah, I
really?
mean, yeah, with that kind of name, I mean, you'd probably be an interesting person.
Yeah. But a little more serious. But Padre Pio is really good too. Like
Hmm.
I've seen a lot of his quotes and everything, and he's really good. And like he had the stigmata and everything, and obviously we can't consider
Yeah.
him a saint yet because
Mm-hmm.
of Vatican II. But yeah, he's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, Vincent, what's your favorite food?
Pho.
What was
What?
it?
Pho.
Pho?
What is that?
It's a Vietnamese soup.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
We actually
Um,
just had it for dinner tonight.
Oh, okay. Can you
oh,
like describe that to us? I've literally never heard of that.
It's this broth with rice noodles, and you put rice, bean sprouts, onion. You can add lime, mint. There's one more thing. What is it? Can't remember. There's one more thing that you can add in if you want. But in the broth, it's pretty good. It feels good when you're sick.
no.
Yeah.
Okay. It
Yeah.
sounds like a pho with everything that's in it.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. So, staying on the food topic, I already know your answer, but just because we promised Father Toronto we'd ask this question every interview, pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, my man. Good choice.
Wait, why did you promise Father on time to that?
Gianna, want to tell the story?
Okay, so Fatherly Toronto listens to each of our podcasts like that come out every Friday. Very good listener. And I mean I don't want to make that sound like he's a kid, but I mean you know what I mean.
Good listener.
But okay, so he listened to my dad's interview that came out about 2 weeks ago now,
Yeah,
and
probably.
he was upset that we didn't ask him if he preferred pineapple on pizza or not. So now we promise to do that for every single interview, whether they are a priest, whether they are like just a random teenager, that sort of thing. So that's what we're doing now.
Yeah. I mean, it's an important question. Like, I'm only friends with people who like pineapple on pizza. Just kidding. But
Wait.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Um, what church do you go to?
We go to Holy Redeemer in Seattle.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Yeah.
And who are the priests there?
Father Romero and Father Urkley.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I've heard of Father Urkeley before. I think from Gianna's mom actually, or am I making that up?
Yeah, he's actually going to St.
Okay.
Gertrude's the Great this week and to Michigan.
Oh,
Oh,
wow, he's
really?
going
Wow.
all over. That's pretty cool.
That's a
Maybe
lot of
he should
traveling.
he should make a
Both of
stop in
them.
North Dakota.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe he went to Bishop McGuire's
Oh,
Consecration.
consecration?
yeah,
Yeah.
consecration.
Yeah, I saw him there actually.
Yeah.
Because I was there and yeah, I saw him there. I just heard him talking to somebody, but I didn't actually introduce myself or anything like that.
Wow.
But my mom said she knew him because he came up to my church a few times in the past. But
Oh,
yeah.
cool. All right. So, are you homeschooled or do you go to like a private school?
I was homeschooled for 4 years since I was 5. But we joined this homeschool co-op where for 4 days we go there and they help teach us our subjects. And then on Friday they give us work so we can bring home on Friday. Well, no, on Thursdays they assign us extra work so we can bring it home to do on Fridays.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds pretty
Yeah.
cool.
That's cool. Yeah. That sounds interesting.
Yeah. Do you like not having your mom as a teacher? Because I know I would definitely like that.
I mean, it has perks and it doesn't have perks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I get
Yeah. It's like you miss it like, man, I can't just leave the room wherever I want now. I have to actually wait to go get something.
Yeah.
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 Or it's like your mom actually knows you very well, so she knows like where you're gonna be at in school and like
Mhm.
what to do to help you with that. Whereas like a
Yeah.
teacher, you're gonna have to get to know them first. But yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, on the car ride to that co-op, that's when we listen to our Monday mornings, all of our podcasts. Monday mornings with Matt and Kevin is on Mondays. Then how to be a lady. I forget. Oh, Returning to Catholic Truth with Mandy and Holly is
oh
on
yeah,
is on Wednesdays. Or no,
Thursday.
Thursdays.
Yeah.
And I believe yours is on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, season 1.
We post them on
Right.
Friday, but since you don't go
Yeah.
to school on Friday, you probably listen to them like on a different day, I assume. But
Yeah, so we have like this set schedule to listen to all the podcasts our moms likes to listen
oh,
to.
that's pretty cool.
Oh, really?
Well,
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
I'm glad we made your list. That's an honor.
Sophia made sure to put it on that list.
Aw.
Aw, thanks, Sophia. Shout out to Sophia. All right, Vincent, what is your favorite subject in school?
I like history politics, how like the governments are formed and how wars happened and stuff like that.
That's
Wow.
cool. That's actually
Yeah.
my favorite topic too. Like, it's really interesting. What's your favorite like time in history or whatever?
The Renaissance.
Oh, okay. Why the Renaissance?
I feel like that's the generation that came up with like not the generation the time and period that came up with like the most music and art you could say that's now listened to or
Yeah,
looked at
yeah.
Hmm.
and
Yeah,
influenced.
yeah,
Hmm.
really.
Yeah, I mean, I've always despised history, but that was actually pretty fun to learn about. So yeah. Anyways, oh, what's your least favorite subject in school?
I'm sorry, Miss Angela, but grammar.
Oh,
Grammar? Oh,
yikes, you're
yeah.
just like my brother.
Grammar's
I always
hard.
hated grammar.
I mean, you got nominative, predicate. I don't even want to get into it. It's too complicated for me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like diagramming a sentence. I'm like, we aren't even going to need this. And like when I was in QAS, we would diagram the longest sentences. Like they would find the longest sentence, add a bunch of different stuff in, and they're like, "Hey, diagram this for homework." And we'd have like 10 of those. And I'm like, "What are you trying to do to me? What are you?" And then it's like, "Oh, what case is this?" And I'm like, "I don't care. It's a part of a sentence that, I don't
Yikes.
care."
I mean,
I'm just
yeah,
gonna guess. It's
there's
a 33 and a third percent chance I got. I don't know.
I mean, like, I don't know. I guess that stuff's important to learn about, probably just because I find it interesting. But like the human, like his not human language. What am I talking about? English is like probably it's a pretty hard language to learn, but it's also like I've always liked grammar, which is hilarious because if you go through Gianna and I's text, like my spelling is absolutely atrocious. Like
But
I have
that's
this
different
friend
from grammar.
I guess, but like even like the way I form sentences, and like I have this friend who's like speaking Annie as a different language. You have to really know her to be able to do it because like if I don't care about someone, then I'll fix typos. But if I care about someone, then I don't fix the typos. Like ask Gianna, I do not know the last time I fixed a typo unless it's like really bad. But other than that, like I don't care enough. Like it's like I don't know. You guys know what I'm trying to say. It's just I don't
Yeah,
know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
it's true. Well, yeah, and then on our interviews, when Elias was going through all your questions, he's like, "Okay, this is like the worst grammar I've ever seen," or like, "There's absolutely no punctuation here." But
Yeah.
hey, if it's your favorite subject, I guess we can believe you somehow.
Okay, with those questions, I was gonna rearrange them and like make them sound like a human wrote them, but then like I just got busy like laying in my bed because my knee hurt, so I never fixed it. And
You'll need skills.
yeah, yeah, I can use my knees excuse for everything. But
Yep,
Can't do
yeah,
the dishes, Mom. My knee hurts.
this like I'm
exactly.
not on crutches anymore though, so I like and I don't have a knee brace. I just have to do stupid PT, but not gonna go into that. Anyways,
Hey, PT will help you.
that's
My
what
mom,
everyone's saying.
no, my mom broke her leg and she literally did not know how to walk.
Ooh,
Like,
yikes.
no, she knows how to walk. It's just all her muscles. Like, since she didn't use it for that long, her
Hmm.
muscles just shrunk up. So she
They
had
all
to,
just like gave up like halfway through.
yeah,
Oh, yikes.
and also she also had kidney stones while she had her leg broken too.
Oh, that is so.
Oh,
So she had to have them laser, and I don't know, they had to laser them out of, they had a
what?
laser, and that's how big it was.
Holy cow!
That
What?
is
Your
brutal.
poor mom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
imagine playing simple flag football in the sand.
Oh, yikes.
Oh man.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt like my body just gave up on me earlier today, but that was just like I didn't have a good excuse for that. It just gave up on me. I tried to stand up and do things, and it was just like, nope, you're not gonna do
Yikes.
anything. I'm like, nope, I can't do this anymore.
Wow.
So, yep. But anyway, moving on from our bodily issues. Um, what is your favorite mystery of the Rosary and why?
Jesus dies on a cross, and I already said this, but because you get to meditate not how you did physically hurt Jesus in a way. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know, for all your sins that you committed in the past and future.
Yeah. That's a good
Yeah, that's
answer.
true.
Especially since you're younger, like you wouldn't think like younger kids would think that. No offense, I'm not calling you a little kid. I'm just saying you're younger. But yeah, usually like younger kids wouldn't think that. So it's cool that you think that. I definitely know crucifixion is not my favorite after seeing The Passion. It's like yikes. But okay,
Yeah.
one good thing about The Passion is you can meditate on the sorrowful mystery so good now because you just picture every single scene from that movie and it's like, yes, like I know exactly what that looked like. I mean, obviously it's probably off because it's Hollywood, but like I don't know. It just helps you a
It's
little more.
better than nothing.
I
Yeah,
guess. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are really good to meditate on. Like,
Hmm.
just you have to be reminded of that every once in a while, and it's like, okay, well, I need to fix my life, you know?
Oh, you know
Exactly.
what? So Father Ercole, he bought a church up in Mount Vernon, and that turned out to be where Jim Cavie, how do you say his
Oh,
last
Caviezel?
name? Used to grow up and go to that church.
No
Really?
way.
Yeah,
That is
What?
so cool.
I did not know that.
yeah. He does a boys camp, and he told us one on a car ride to somewhere. He said, "Hey, I just got off the phone, and somebody I can't remember who, but somebody told him that Caviezel, somebody help
Just
me here.
Jim, just
Somebody,
Jim. Good old Jim.
yeah, he used to go there as a kid.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
okay,
insane.
and for anyone who doesn't know, Jim Caviezel plays Jesus
Jesus
in
in the
The
Passion.
Passion. Yeah.
Yeah. And he did like a phenomenal job. Like it was really good because like I know in Jesus of Nazareth, my mom said like Jesus seemed a little creepy at some points, but like
Yeah.
Jim, I'm just gonna call him Jim. Jim did a really good job. Like
He
it was
did.
crazy. And
Yeah.
he had to go through a lot. Like I know it was like super cold when he was like hanging on the cross during all
He
those
also
scenes, like
got
during
struck
the
by lightning
crucifixion.
twice,
Yeah, that's
and he
like
had two
wow.
heart surgeries. He got whipped, but he has two 14 feet whip marks from the scourging at the pillar scenes because they hit him by accident.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Wow. Okay, anyways, moving on. What is your favorite religious holiday?
Christmas,
Yeah, good answer. Happy. We love Christmas. All right. Did you have a good Christmas this year? Get anything fun? Do anything fun?
yeah, we had. I mean, obviously, it's not as fun without snow, like North Dakotians.
Yeah. Hee
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Gianna? How was your Christmas?
Oh, well, it was good. I guess we went to midnight mass, opened presents in the morning, and then went to my uncle's for the rest of the day. So, yeah, pretty good. Yeah. How about you guys?
I mean, on New Year's Eve, my grandma, every year she hosts a Christmas party. And
Wow.
then after that, we all go home. And then at midnight, we all go to Holy Redeemer, except for them.
What is your favorite liturgical season?
Advent.
Okay.
Advent? Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Did you have a good Advent this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Mhm.
You.
Cool, cool. All right. Who's your favorite saint?
St. Vincent de Paul.
So, do you just like Saint Vincent de Paul because he's your patron saint, or is like there more to it than that?
More than to it. He's very charitable and he was always able to give to the poor even when he was poor himself.
Mm. Yeah,
And yes.
that's a good
Yeah,
reason.
he's good. Yeah, I think I just saw something from him today. And I forget it. I can't remember the story very well. But no, he was really good. And then he started the Daughters of Charity, right? Or is that what they're called?
I know he started some kind of group of nuns.
So I think we all need to do a little more research on Saint
I
Vincent de
did a
Paul.
book report
Yeah.
on him. I just can't remember half of it.
That
Yeah.
is crazy. I do. Yeah,
But
I
what I
like find
do
out why right.
know, he was kidnapped as a kid.
Oh,
Then, right? Yeah, he was. Or maybe I'm
Oh,
mixing up states. I don't know.
okay.
Yeah.
okay.
That's
Maybe you should send us your book report, and then Gianna and I can like do an episode on him. Except
I
we
think I
are
burned
horrible at
it.
seeing episodes.
When you
You think he
burned
would?
it? What do you mean?
At the end of the school year, I take all my work and I just burn it. It's satisfying for some reason.
No, I
You
rip
know,
up. Okay, I don't burn my book reports, but I rip up my math books and like my logic books and stuff. Like I rip them and throw them in the recycling in rage. But yeah, do you guys not do this? That's not normal.
well,
No, I just burn them.
I
I mean, I don't
understand
burn
a
my
burning
math books, but I
ceremony,
burn
but I
all my
mean,
math papers.
Yeah. That's what I'm like. Yeah, I don't burn like the textbooks. I burn like the workbooks and stuff. Not burn, throw, garbage. Anyways, moving on. This is so bad. Okay.
yeah,
It's still
no,
bad.
this is not a good influence on the younger kids.
Do not listen to us.
Just
Okay.
edit it out.
All right, moving
Okay.
on. If you could go back into one time period, what time period would you go to?
The Renaissance.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. When did the Black Death happen? Wasn't that when was that? Do we know? Was that during the Renaissance?
Maybe.
I
Let's
don't
look
know.
it up.
Maybe.
When
I
was,
don't
okay,
know.
guys, stand by. I'm looking it up. Okay, first we're gonna look up when was the Renaissance.
That was the
All right,
1400.
14th and 17th centuries. Okay. All right. And yeah, Black Death was 1346. Okay, so right before the Renaissance. But like, okay. Yeah, I
That's
don't
where the
know.
Renaissance are awesome. All the people that survived the Black Death.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay. If you could go back in time and meet one saint, who would it be?
That's a hard one. Jesus.
That's a good one.
Wow. Cheating the system, I see. Okay.
What time
All right,
period, like,
before
would you go
Saint,
back to meet him?
Saint John Bosco.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Why
That's a
him?
good one.
He was a great teacher. Kind of need help in school too.
Yeah.
And he's like a really not cool but fascinating saint that would be interesting to meet.
Yeah. Yeah, he was really interesting.
I mean, how it's not every day that a person gets to see hell.
It's true.
Yeah,
I
that's
wouldn't
that's
want to.
Nope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's terrible. But yeah, that'd be interesting on his take on that and everything. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's cool. And then he ran a school for boys. You could join it and be like, "Hey, what are
Hey,
you
what's
I
doing?
didn't
up?
watch stars back then. No,
I'm
thank
from
you.
the 21st century."
Yeah, 2025. Crazy. Like how did that sneak up on us? Like, oh man. All right. Anyways, moving on. This is kind of a hard question to answer because I know I don't have any. Do you have any hidden talents?
I'm a fast learner.
Um, do you serve?
Yeah, I serve quite a
All right.
bit.
All right.
What positions have you served before?
In a high mass or low mass?
All the above.
Both.
I'm at for low mass. I done either one for first acolyte or second acolyte. For high mass, I have done torch, might no, not miter. What's it? Not miter. What's the cross? Go
Crossbearer?
back to that one. I have done surfer, acolyte one, acolyte two. It's when the bishops here. It's where the person that holds the cross. What's it called? Forget my.
Oh, Crozier, maybe?
Yeah, Crozier.
Okay. I'm like, I don't know the correct terms. Um,
Yeah, would you like prefer high mass or low mass to serve?
Mm, high mass.
Yeah, I feel like there's more to do at high mass, because I think low mass has, well, at least here we have two servers because we only have three total servers. So yeah, that kind of just switch out serving. But yeah,
Is one of your brothers the servers or no?
It's all my brothers. Nobody but my brothers knows how to serve yet. My brother Elias is trying to teach some of the younger boys because we have like, I don't know, quite a few, like, I don't know, 7 younger boys who are gonna learn how to serve. So, yeah, I mean, hopefully we'll have more servers and we're planning on doing a high mass for Easter. We couldn't this year because nobody was ready. By nobody, I mean I was not confident enough in singing, and neither was the other singer, but she has that pass because she's pregnant. I was just lazy. So, yeah, we're gonna try to do it for high mass. But then, like, we were talking to, like, someone, like, I don't know, it was like Jody, a person around our church's grandpa or something. So, wait, that's Gianna's. Wait, I don't know. Anyways, um, she was like saying that like it takes like sorry. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired, guys. I'm sorry. So he was saying
It's
that
about
like it
coffee.
takes I need more coffee. He was saying it takes like at least a year to learn the high mass parts probably, and we try to do it in 4 months. But like, yeah, I don't know. It was just really hard. All
Yeah.
right. So for your last question, are you a night owl or an early bird?
My parents say I'm a night owl, but I think maybe. I mean, I I like refuse to get out of bed in the morning. Like, just let me lay here.
That's normal, I'd say, unless you're like a kid, then you just like spring up whenever your alarm clock turns
But
green or whatever.
then I stay up to normally like 10 in my room doing something. So
Okay.
maybe
Okay.
night owl. I don't know.
Yeah, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
School night, uh, 8 hours.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah.
On a weekend, maybe 10.
Wow, that's nice. I usually get 10 hours of sleep every night because I go to bed late and then sleep in. But that's just on break. I'm gonna probably try to get better when school year starts. All right, well, that wraps up your interview, Vincent. And do you have anything else to add before we let you go?
Chris, I know you're gonna listen to this, and don't you dare bring it up. He's one of our seminarians that Father teaches.
Oh yeah.
I know you're gonna listen to this, Chris. All right.
All right, sounds good. Well, nice having you on again.
All right.
Yeah.
Bye.
So that wraps up this episode, and thank you guys so much for listening.
Yep. Next episode, we will be interviewing a teenage girl who's 14. And yeah, what is the topic for that one? I don't
I
remember.
have no idea. I think we're doing another quote.
Okay, I'm not sure because we were talking before this, before we started recording all this, and um, we had come up with a different thing. Oh, wait, no, that was later. Never mind. Okay, so yeah, next episode will be a quote as well. Yeah. So yeah, I don't remember. I'm sorry.
You can tell we're off today. I'm sorry. This has been a rough day for everyone.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah. So, as always, God bless and Saint Philomena,
powerful of God,
pray
pray
for
for
us.
us.